Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Greg's house, aka Gekko's house, from the show PJ Masks. If you enjoy this tutorial, all I ask is that you please hit that like button, and I do want to point out that I have also made Owlet's house and also Catboy's house as well. And included in that, I have also made the HQ, which you can see all the way over there. It really does stand out. You can check out all of those in the card system and the description below. And of course, if you do enjoy this tutorial, sharing is caring. But without any further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, I can tell you that we will require every single one of these materials that I have in my hotbar right now. Just to let you know, because the green blocks can be a bit ambiguous. We have white concrete, green concrete, lime terracotta, brown concrete, and the last block that might give you any trouble is cyan terracotta. I think you guys can figure out the rest of the materials. Please pause the video if necessary. Do make sure that you have access to every single one of those. I'm also going to recommend that you leave a space that is 22 blocks wide and 25 blocks long, just to make sure that you can actually build this thing. And once you do have all of your materials and all of that space, we can begin. So if you have made this grid in your world, you want to start on the front left corner of the grid, and you want to count to the right by 1, 2, 3, and then inwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to place a white concrete, and we're going to place 4 white concrete on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're also going to go right of that white concrete by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're then going to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to hit the ground with the white concrete. We want to take the block that hits the ground and we want to go right of it by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want to go up on top of this 7th block by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will give us something which should look like this. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to take the area to the left of the door, meaning on top of this row of white concrete here, I want you going from left to right. I want you to place this series of blocks. 1 white concrete, 1 brown, 3 glass, 1, 2, 3, and then a brown. And place the exact same on top of that row, just like this. Do the same on the opposite side. So on this opposite side, if we start from the left this time, on top of this empty single space, we want to place a brown concrete, 3 glass, 1, 2, 3, and then a brown concrete, and then a white, like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add another row on top of this, just like that. We then want to add an entire row of white concrete on top of all of those windows. And then another row directly on top of that, just to seal things together. We want to take the empty space in the middle of the windows and place a row of stone brick slabs underneath. We then want to use green concrete and place green concrete behind the slabs. Connect the left green concrete down to the ground, the right green concrete down to the ground, like this. Place a door inside the empty space and an oak button to the right of the upper half of the door. I then want you to place stone brick slabs underneath the window areas. So from the brown concrete to the brown concrete, left to right, right to left, however you want to do it, you want to have something which should look like this. Whilst we're down here, I'm also going to recommend that you dig out all of the 3 blocks that are the width of the door, dig them out into the ground like this, and also extend the first couple of rows forward like this as well, left and right, to make kind of looks like a cross. And we're going to place cyan terracotta inside of all of this empty space like this, just to fill it all in with the cyan terracotta, just like this. Next thing we want to do is very simple. We want to come to the side of the build. It doesn't matter which side specifically, honestly. We want to take the row of white concrete that we have on either side and place 14 rows of white concrete coming backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I then want you to extend the 14th block across the back of the build and connect it to the opposite corner at the front of the house to create a rather large box. I then want you to make the box, the house, as high as the front of the house, meaning that we have to add 4 rows of white concrete on top of every single white concrete that we place, which is of course quite a bit of white concrete if I do say so. So add on all of those rows on top of that base row of white concrete until they are as high as the front of the house, and then we'll progress. So once you have something that looks exactly like this, we can move on to the next part. We are going to map out the sides of the roof. This requires lime terracotta. On the right and left side of the roof, I want you to place a row of lime terracotta that is 1 shorter than the row of white concrete that sits under it, on both sides. Then, I want you to stack continuous rows of lime concrete on top of the rows of lime terracotta. I did mean to say lime terracotta on top of lime terracotta, I said concrete instead. But the point is that we want to place rows of lime terracotta on top of itself to form a pyramid. Very much like this, very easy to do. Once you have placed this pyramid on this side of the build, I want you to work your way all the way over, and we are going to do the same on the opposite side of the build. So what you do to that side, we are now going to do to this side, which is of course just stacking 2 triangular shaped pyramids on top of these sides of the build, like this. What I then want you to do is quite simple. I want you to place a row of lime terracotta in front of the top of the house, in front of the top part of the front of the house like this. I want you to extend the right side of the row to the right. And then I want you to extend that sticky out block inwards. And then upwards, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in. So on and so forth. So you'll eventually end up with something that should look like this. We're essentially placing a trim for the roof. Once we do get to the top, you want to extend it right, down, right, down, right, down, right, down, whoa, down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right, and we're gonna come all the way across the back of the build, and we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So it's very simple, it's the exact same methodology, the exact same process, extend it up, in, until eventually you get all the way up to the top of the build. You'll see eventually we get all the way up to here, where we're level with this sticky up block here. We go to the right by 2, 1, 2, so we're surpassing it. And then we're gonna extend like down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right. And we will end up with a frame for the roof. The only thing missing at the moment is a green concrete right at the tippity top of the roof. that extends from the left to the right. So where the apex would be, and now is, we want to have a row of green concrete. Not green terracotta, green concrete. I want you to join both sides of the roof together using lime terracotta. This is a timely yet essential process. It does take a little while to do, but simply connect one side all the way over to the opposite side. Very, very simple. Or it should be simple if you have working thumbs, which I don't apparently. So eventually we will end up with something that should look exactly like this. Now, once you have done that, there are a couple of things that we have to do. The most notable change is on the front of the house. I want you to locate where you have the windows on the lower front part of the house. Find the middle of the window. Move upwards onto the roof and find the second level of the roof, meaning here. Destroy that block and place a glass on top of it. Destroy, or rather, place an additional glass on top of that. Destroy the green block that is connecting to it. Destroy the left and right green blocks, left and right of the glass, and place white concrete to the left of the glass and the right of the glass, with a white concrete on top of the middle. We then want to place lime terracotta left and right of this window like this, connecting to the roof, coming upwards in a very roofy fashion. Extend the overhanging, or extend the upper parts of the roof forwards by one row, so they're overhangs. Do the same on the opposite side. So if you locate the middle window, or the middle of the window, and come upwards, you find the second row of the roof, destroy that middle block, place a glass in there instead, glass on top as well, destroy, left, right, place white concrete to the left and right of the glass with an additional one on top. Then we're going to place lime terracotta around the top of the window, and we're going to extend backwards to connect to the roof. And also forwards as well, just an additional row like this to give us something which should look like that. The last bit of detail that I want to add is I want to place a row of stone brick slabs underneath the front of the roof here, and also it's going to be underneath the back of the roof as well. So also underneath the back of the roof, just like that. So we want to have something which should very much look like this. And once you have got that taken care of, ladies and gentlemen, you will have Gekko's house complete. Except for the fact that the next thing that I'm going to do, which I would also recommend because I did it over there at Connor's house as well, is I'm going to destroy all of the regular grass surrounding Gekko's house, Greg's house, and I'm going to replace it using lime terracotta, which unfortunately does match the color of the roof, but it's, you know, it's what I use for artificial grass. So I'm going to destroy all that, and I'll be left with something that looks like this. So this is what the house will look like once you have dug out and replaced all of the grass, and this is the house 100% fully complete. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, if it's managed to help you, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very, very much. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, share the video if you have enjoyed it enough to actually hit that like and make it this far. Sharing is caring. And if you would like to keep up to date with the channel and what else I'll be making next, please subscribe and click the little bell next to the subscription button. As you can see, we get up to quite a lot of different builds around here, so just keep up to date. Let's see what I'm going to be making next. And of course, if you do want to check out all of the other PJ Masks builds, Owlet's house, Connor's house, the HQ, which you can see a little bit closer than we did earlier, it's right over there, then please check out the card system and the description below. You'll be able to find that, all of those things, and many, many more in the PJ Masks tutorial playlist. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!